Metaverse and NFT cryptocurrencies have been going wild the last few days, but is this pump premature, or do we have bigger things to come in this cryptocurrency bull market? That's what we're going to answer in today's video, along with looking at 10 cryptocurrencies in the metaverse and NFT gaming niche that may be on the verge of bigger things to come. So before we dive in, make sure you have paid to played by smashing the likes and subscribes so you can let YouTube know you want to see this content in your news feed. You're going to help out that algorithm. So first thing I want to do is dive into iOS and the top apps that we're seeing. So this is something that we would not have seen many years ago. And the main thing here is we're seeing Coinbase in the top 10. Previously was number 1, beating TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Google Maps, all these top things. Coinbase now sitting at 10, still pretty massive. So this looks like retailers coming back to the market in massive force. And of course, the biggest thing they want to see is where to get the big gains. Why do people come here late in the cycles? They want to get the gains. That's why we're looking at NFT and metaverse stuff. And also, of course, Coinbase, and what else is up here? Cripto.com. So also look at crypto.com in today's video. This is something that I would never have imagined seeing back in 2018 or 2019 when the market was absolutely dead, and now we're seeing them in the top 20. Along with these two, we're seeing other big players. We've got Coinbase Wallet up here, and we also have VV Collectibles. This is in the top 50 of the grossing niche over here. And so VV Collectibles is the wallet for eComi, and you can look at your NFTs and play around with it on that platform as well. So what sparked this big interest over the last few days? Well, it seems like it's been Facebook's name change to Meta as they get more heavily into the metaverse. What the hell is the metaverse? Metaverse is a virtual world where you can plug yourself into and do, in theory, almost anything. So think about The Matrix, Ready Player One, and Tron. And it's often depicted as a corrupt system to which people living in a dystopian society escape to. So if you think we're heading more down that path, then of course this is probably going to get bigger, and you don't have to be so negative on life or in the entire space. This also has some positives to it as well. And obviously it's going to be saving some people some time and money, and at the same time it's going to be making people a lot of money as well. Now, if that sounds like a dark future, don't worry, I don't believe it has to be like that. I'm more of an outdoors person, so I don't think I'm going to be finding myself stuck indoors. At least that's my outlook on the future. There are other ways around things, and we can start to invest in metaverses and NFTs and then look for other trends, which is exactly what we do here on the channel. We're looking at the tweet here from Barry Silbert. Barry Silbert is the founder of the DCG Co., which is the parent company of Grayscale. So you can just see this right down here. And Grayscale has massive trusts. If you're unfamiliar with them, they hold Grayscale Decentraland Trust, which is Mana, a crypto we're going to look at. They hold Bitcoin trusts as well, and they're looking to convert their Bitcoin trust into an ETF. So they're a big deal. And what we saw recently as well from the 29th of October is huge news. Well, Barry talking about Mana on Twitter, which has pumped the price of Mana. And the idea here in the video is to look for trends which are forming and whether we're going to get bigger pumps in the future. So obviously we've seen this, and this might just be the FOMO of the crowd getting into the Mana token. What else do we know about the space? Well, we can look at CoinMarketCap and look at the NFT collections listed by sales volume. So we go over to CoinMarketCap, and you can start to research these cryptocurrencies as well. We're looking at virtual worlds, and that gives us an idea of all the virtual worlds that CoinMarketCap is showing us here. We're going to look at Sandbox. We're also going to look at Poker City, and of course Decentraland, which the ticker symbol is Mana. So if you see Mana come up, it's the same thing there, Decentraland. So these are getting a lot of attention at the moment. I also want to look at CoinGecko to find more metaverses over there. So Axie's at the top of the list here at $8.2 billion market cap. Mana comes in second at 55, so that's at 3.5 billion. So how much more do they have left in them? That's the big question that we're trying to figure out here. Engine, 2.3 billion. Sand, 1.5 billion. We're going to look at Starlink. We're also going to look at Ghost, which is one of my favorites, and this is 161 million. And then, of course, we're going to bring up Poker City as well. It's only at $10 million. So we've seen these pump 300%. We can see Ghost, it's up only 25%. And some of the bigger names up here, Engine, 40%, Mana, 250%. Axie just a little here at around 10%. So do these cryptos have more to pump? Well, I'm going to look at Bitcoin first because everything relies on what Bitcoin's doing. And over the last few days, Bitcoin has been on a slight downtrend. So this is where the news came out. That's what we're looking at here, in particular for the dates of these articles. This one's from the ABC in Australia. Friday 29th, which is late 28th in the US. The article on Facebook's website here is on the 28th of October. And then this tweet from Barry, which skyrocketed Mana, is on the 29th. So these are the major dates that we want to look out for when we're checking our charts to see whether these altcoins have further pumps to go. So 28th, Bitcoin turned around, a couple of days up here, 28th, 29th, and the last few days we've been down. So overall, it seems like Bitcoin, we've had a top on the 20th. We've been in a downtrend. We are still in a downtrend, lower highs, lower major lows. So these are turning points here, 28th, and 29th, so lower highs, lower lows, and it looks like we're continuing this downtrend. So should we see the downtrend continue, likely we'll get a little more consolidation and further the prices of these cryptos fall a bit. The major point here is that we want to see all of these cryptos hold up above their previous support levels. So the major turning point here for Bitcoin is around the 21st of September, where that low came in, market went sideways for a week and shot up to the 20th. We saw 49 days up, so it's about 7 weeks up from July to September, followed by about 20 days down. That's what we're looking for here. We've continued to count out. Maybe we'll have another 20 or so days down. The main point is we don't want to break previous support zones in price as well. So Bitcoin is going to be a big play here, so keep an eye on that. Let's have a look at Axie and the dates in question, 28th, 29th, and then we'll see the flow through from late money, probably on the 30th and 31st. So the 28th here, the news just announced by Facebook. We've got the news pump on the 29th, a little flow through on Axie, but remember Axie has skyrocketed since June. We've gone up from around $3 to $4 all the way to $160. So this has been up on a major trend. So the news might not play as big of an impact on something that has gone on a massive surge already. So let's see if we can hold up above the $112 area for Axie. Next crypto is Poker City. So I've gone from the biggest player to the smallest player at the moment. Looking at the dates, we have 28th, 29th, 30th, and flow through onto the 31st. Now we're getting a reversal. The major reason here and why I'm looking at the dates to see whether these altcoins can continue on is because if the market can't push past the news announcements, it generally means that there isn't enough pump left in the market. So if they're only pumping on news announcements, it's a really typical pattern in cryptocurrency that news pumps and then we get the dump. You guys are probably familiar with that and you're saying, well, this is pretty simple. The next thing to look at is where do the lows come in? Always check your chart, get your chart out and have a look. Where is this low? So we throw it on log. We can see that we got a low on the 22nd, so very close to that 21st, which was the Bitcoin low. We got a higher low, more higher lows, another higher low, another higher low. So provided this rests at a higher low than what we saw on the 27th and 28th before the news announcements, then we're looking at this pump to continue. But if it starts to break down beneath these lows, this pump is probably over, and this was a premature pump on this particular cryptocurrency. I also covered this on the channel over 6 months ago. So this was Poker City, waiting for these sorts of cryptos to pump. So they can take some time. This was over 6 months ago. Crypto was coming down from that point. It was around a $6 million market cap. It's peaked out, I think above 13, 14, 15 million. And we're currently sitting at around that $10 million market cap. So the major note here is that even though that these can pump hard, they can fall really, really hard, especially when they are illiquid in that lower market cap range. You've got to risk it for the biscuit. If you're going for these big 100Xs, there is the potential of 50, 60, 70% losses and a long waiting period. So keep an eye on the lows if you need to get out of these markets as a stop here. Now to the big one, Decentraland, and the token being Mana, M-A-N-A. This was the one we looked at earlier where Barry is tweeting, go and have a look at our trust, which I'm not sure whether that's too legal over there, but I guess he's happy to post about it. Going back to the Mana chart, look at the dates, 28th, 29th, 30th, news pump, and the market has since corrected. Leading into this, we do have higher lows, so that's a good sign to start with. There's a first low in June, next low July, another low in September, and we've broken through the high up here. So that's a good sign. We could expect these to fall right back to these prices or the previous highs at these levels. If it falls short or falls less than these highs, then that's a stronger market as well. So that's how I'm going to know, is this altcoin pump just getting started? At the moment, it looks like it's just getting started for the NFTs and the metaverses. But after such big gains, you have to expect that people are going to be taking some profits. And these are the levels that I'll be looking for to give me signs of further pumps on these metaverse, NFT, gaming, cryptocurrencies. Using that same theory, let's have a look at one of my favorites, which is Ghost. Ghost was on the way up as well just before the news announcements. So all of this good news is spread over from Facebook, changing its name to Meta, going heavy into the metaverse, spilled over into a lot of these gaming, NFT, cryptocurrencies. Ghost, big player here, on the way up, 28th, little reversal. So it's working slightly differently, as you can see from the other cryptos we've looked at. 29th, 30th, it's up. So previous highs, it's still trying to get there. Still trying to hold above these levels of around 240, 250. So the 50% comes in at around $2. I'm looking for an area around this zone being about 180 to 210 as a place to hold. So this is Avagotchi, market cap 161 million. This has the potential, I think, to do that 10, 20x or so from this point, which gives us that 1.6 to 3 billion market cap if this game is going to be as big as what we've seen with Axie Infinity and those sorts of tokens. It definitely has a lot of that player aspect to it. Next one, Sand. Just again, we're going to fly through and have a look at these dates. 28th, 29th, 30th. The news pump is on. Now the reversal is majorly on at the moment. Again, providing we hold up at these lows because the market has been on an uptrend. Is the pump just getting started? It definitely looked like it was, and this has been that premature pump to drop its load quicker than it needed to, rather than just taking it slow and easy and just grinding its way up. If you're in Oz and you want to trade some of these cryptocurrencies in the metaverse, the NFTs, the gaming stuff, check out SwiftX. There's a link to this in the description down below. And if you're international or everyone, there's also the link to Binance that you can sign up to. Plenty of these cryptocurrencies can be found on there. That's usually one of the big questions I have when I'm talking about a lot of these cryptos. SwiftX has quite a few of these for the Aussies, and if you can't find it there, go and check out Binance as well. I know a lot of these are over there. So moving on, we've got Engine Coin as well. The dates, 27, 28, 29, 30, and 31, the reversal. The trend was up. That's a good sign. Now we're just waiting for the premature pump to come back and give us another resting period of consolidation before it can pump again. Also, Starlink. Again, 28, 29, 30. The pump is on. Keep an eye on the lows. Affinity, another interesting one as well. This one has a lot of those pumpermentals to it. Polkadot ecosystem, built and backed by Engine, next generation blockchain NFTs where you can cross your NFTs that you hold across different blockchains, which if you're going to be in multiple metaverses while you sit at home trying to figure out what comes next in life, playing these games, you're going to want to trade your NFTs across different blockchains as well to hopefully make some money to get out of these dystopian futures. Affinity had a pump just yesterday. It's in a slightly different pattern to the other cryptos. As you can see, it didn't pump like the others. And this is sitting at around a 60 or $50 million market cap. So if this has all of the pumpermentals and it eventually can get that pump going, a 10x leads us only to 500 million. And we've seen on these others like Axie Infinity and say Engine, which is probably more in the game or more in the space of where Affinity is going, 2.3 billion market cap. We know Engine's gone higher than that as well. So from that lower market cap of 50 million, we've got a lot of X multiples sitting in there. Chili's another big one, again on the news. The big pump, the reversal, maybe we'll get this higher low forming again. A lot of these to be putting onto the watch list, especially if they continue to hold these higher lows. And finally, cripto.com. So this is not specifically an NFT or metaverse gaming cryptocurrency, but it is exposed to the NFT space as they have their own NFT platform where they can buy and sell NFTs on crypto.com. 28th pump, 29th, 30th, and the 31st got the reversal going on. So again, another cryptocurrency which if you don't want direct exposure to NFTs, You've got something over here like cripto.com, which you can find on CoinSpot for Aussies, and of course on cripto.com as well. All the links to this will be in the description down below. That's 10 crypto metaverse gaming cryptocurrencies, all to me that are in that look like they're in an uptrend with higher lows forming. The weakest of them, but may have some of the biggest potential only because it's at a lower market cap, is Affinity. You can see that this looks the weakest at the moment. So it didn't get that really big pump on when the news came out. So this is definitely one that I've got on my list, and I've got my alerts sitting through here. If you want to learn more about this, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video up, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. There's also a Patreon link down below where I'm talking about these on a regular basis, updating our members over there. So if you haven't played to earn yet, make sure you smash likes, subscribes, bell notification icon. I'll see you on Instagram, Twitter, or Patreon. Until the next video, have more fun to get more done.